The Barber brothers were a tug-of-war team in 1949 made up of 8 brothers, all with the last name Barber, who went from local to national standard in a matter of years. The 8 brothers, along with their rough ages in 1949, were as follows: Abby, 19, Bob, 32, Jim, 39, Tom, 34, Len, 30, Peter, 25, David, 27, Bill, 14. It started at a local flower show where the brothers lived in Wickham Bishops, Essex. Abby and Bob worked for a local builder who entered tug-of-war teams into local flower shows, and so coaxed by their employer, Abby and Bob entered the Barber team into their first competition, done so for a laugh according to those around at the time. The Barbers won the entire competition at the Wickham Bishops Flower Show easily, and a News of the World article boasted their success in the competition. The Barber brothers began to take tug-of-war more seriously after this first competition and started to train down by the local fishing lake using free weights and tripods to build strength and technique. Their next competition after heavy training was in Wantage, Berkshire in 1950. They played Ford Motors in the first round, who they quickly became familiar with in their tug-of-war career, and this first meeting saw the Barbers lose quite convincingly. The Barbers continued to train and travel across England competing, beating police teams more often than not, but nonetheless they were losing more than they won at competitions nationwide. After practicing this tactic, they met Ford Motors again in a competition in Cambridge. Having never beaten them, went on to prevail with ease and never lost to them again. With their newfound success, the Barbers proceeded to White City National Championships A.A. in 1953 and 1954. The Barbers put up a good fight but sadly lost, earning themselves silver medals. They returned to the Surrey County Show in 1956, where they arrived to find out the secretary had forgot to register them, leaving them illegible to pull, much to the brothers' dismay. 1956 also saw the boxer Dan Cockle run his own tug-of-war competition in Sussex, to which the Barbers were kindly invited and went on to win, and afterwards invited by Mr. Cockle into his on-site caravan where they drank whiskey together. Sadly, 1956 was the last year Alvin, Abby, Barber pulled for the brothers, having unfortunately lost his eyesight and being diagnosed with permanent blindness and being not able to pull any longer. The brothers continued to pull about half a year after losing Abby, raising money for him in some cases but not getting far without their front man. Many people asked the Barber brothers for their assistance in assembling tug-of-war teams to enter into competitions and follow in their footsteps, and the Barbers helped where they could. One memorable lecture was to that of a sugar beet factory in Felsted, Essex, where the Barbers helped them, giving them healthy tips about how to become successful.